Hello and welcome to 2026. I say that because for me it's always about that energy landing after the Lunar New Year and not just January 1st. Although this January 1st there was quite a lot of change coming in. I think lots of people have experienced that. But welcome to this year. And I'm just letting this little note to come out and alert you that my podcast, 10,000 Hours and Counting, Spiritual Support for the Journey, will be dropping now every last weekend of the month. So reversing it from last year, it was the beginning of the month. The last weekend of each month, the episodes will be coming out, including the next week. It'll be the first episode for 2026, actually with a special guest. And the theme of that will be transformation. I feel a little bit like transformation is going to be this dipping in and out, this weaving thread of a theme throughout the year, but we let the podcast, God's divine energy flow as it needs to. I'm also be offering for some of my clients who are practitioners, light workers, shamanic healers and the like. I have a new monthly mentoring package, which is really just about helping them to refine their offerings. It has spiritual hygiene practices, it has attunements. It's sort of a container for holding you as a practitioner, to enable you with the new energy that's coming through, enable you to take those steps up, leaning in different ways. And it's just a sort of a fun concoction of all of the beautiful strands that I like to work with, allowing them to come through in sort of new ways. It's a new exploration for me as well. I'll be talking about that a little bit coming up and putting some more information here. But it's just a hello from me and wanting to let you all know that I'm very excited to be starting the podcast and doing it in a new way with some fresh energy. So just take a moment as you come into the end of this week and you're in preparation for listening to my podcast coming up, have a think about how things are shifting for you. We all know that there's a lot of transformation energy happening there. And of course that can happen in big ways. But at the moment, I think it's really important that we focus on some of the small and yet lasting ways, some of the things that maybe are happening in your daily life or certain shifts, changes in routine, changes in structure, relationship, locational things that may have happened for you coming through January into now, because these are almost the seeds of that pathway of transformation. It doesn't actually mean that it has to be something that seems dramatic, and your mental mind may have been overlooking these smaller transformations, these smaller sort of foundational steps, which are going to open gateways to more and more shifts into newness. And sometimes it's those small infinitesimal shifts that are the most lasting and the most important, and then do open the gateway for the big ones. But if you're on that future vision, which is beautiful, by the way, with the Aquarian energy coming in, I'm certainly feeling that myself, but we need to remind ourselves to that's beautiful. But if it's not happening in that way, look beneath, look for some of those daily shifts, those tiny ones that maybe your visionary will overlook, all for that greater, higher cause, and feel them coming in line, those tiny shifts and movements and the way they build into something bigger. So bringing through the beautiful energies of this year, the quite strong, powerful energies, and finding a way to personalize that for you, finding a way for that to become the grist for your mill, the soil, the foundation that you need to really start stepping into a whole new aspect, experience of you in all different ways, and doing that in a way that feels organically aligned for you and feels sustainable. So have a look next week. I'll be putting out a podcast clip, but it's just a welcome to 2026 from me. And I look forward to joining you this year with more offerings, personal healing sessions, one-to-one guidance, and of course, my podcast, my passion project. Namaste.